Welcome back everybody, it's Ryan Turley here, and today we're going to be making my favorite pork back rib recipe, 3-2-1 style. So let's get into it. Alright, so we've got our rib rack here. The first thing we're going to want to do is take the membrane off of the back of the rack. And so we're going to find this membrane here, we're going to peel it back with a butter knife, and then grab our paper towel here. Grab a hold of that so we don't lose grip because it is quite slippery, and then we're just going to peel that right back. Just like that. Alright, so next we are going to season this up with our rib rub. I've made my own here. If you're interested in knowing what I used in my rub, be sure to check out the description below. But let's get started. So we're going to apply a generous coating to this backside here of the ribs. You don't want to go too heavy, but make sure that all parts of the meat are covered. Give that a little pat. And then flip to the top. Get this other side. Alright, really nice color here, and the grill is all fired up and ready to go. So we're going to throw this on here, directly on the grill here, bone side down once again.
3 hours later.
So while the ribs are in the first stage, I'm going to explain why those 3 stages, 3, 2, 1, are so important for this cook. And so Lay here is going to help me out with that. So first stage is the 3 hours at a low 180 degree temp. What that does is it binds the seasoning to the meat and starts to create a really nice bark for the meat. It also locks in all the moisture. Phase 2 is the 2 of the 3-2-1, and we wrap that in tin foil for 2 hours with apple cider or apple juice, brown sugar, and some butter. So that's really just going to soften up. That's really just going to soften up the meat and give it an amazing flavor overall. And then the third stage, the 1 hour, we take it out of the tin foil and baste it with a light coating of your favorite barbecue sauce, and that's just going to add extra flavor. And then for that extra hour, that barbecue sauce is going to tighten up and really create a nice finishing bark for the ribs. So it looks like the meat is almost done in that first stage, so let's jump in there. Okay, so we're ready to wrap this rib rack into our tin foil. I usually like to just do this right here at the grill just to keep the meat as hot as possible. Here we're gonna flip it over so it is now bone side up. Next, we're gonna add some brown sugar. Just layered in here to the top of this rack. And I've got 3 tablespoons of butter here. I'm just gonna layer those on top. And then we're gonna wanna wrap this real nice and tight. And before I wrap that, I'm gonna throw 1 cup of apple juice into the bottom of this pan, or this tinfoil boat. And the reason I am laying this rack bone side up is so that if the bone does pierce the tinfoil, I'm not left with all these juices running out. Okay, so while we set that up, the grill has raised up to 225. We're just gonna throw this right back on the center rack here.
2 hours later.
We're gonna pull that out. Oh, there we go. Wow, oh yes. Ooh. That bone showing there, that's a really good sign that that meat is ready to go. Going to lather up your favorite barbecue sauce on both sides of the ribs. layer this backside first because we are going to be putting these ribs on the grill bone side down once again to get that nice bark built up again on the top side. So all right, so this is the heavier side of the meat. So I'm just gonna make sure that I pick it up from this side, making sure that I don't tear any of the meat off the bone as I flip this back onto the grill. And we're gonna continue to lather this barbecue sauce over the top of this rib rack. You can save your juices in the tin foil if you'd like, and add that to your favorite barbecue sauce for dipping.
1 hour later.
So the 3-2-1 ribs are complete and finished. Let's see how they look. All right, yep, those look done and done. Okay, so the ribs have been resting for just about 5 minutes and the rack looks perfect. So I like to flip it over. We are gonna cut through 2 at a time here. It's super tender. The meat is falling off the bone here, so I think my daughter Soleil wants to try some too, so we're gonna bring her in just a minute. So I'm gonna do this pull test here and see how easily this comes off the bone, and yeah, look at that. Just so easy. We're gonna give it a first taste test here.
That's for you.
Yep. Perfection. Look, ribs. Yeah. So this is my daughter Soleil. Say hi, Soleil. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, those are beans, but we're gonna try those later. Let's try some ribs, okay? Look. Look. Here's a little piece. Okay, try a little piece. Ooh, yep. Falling off the bone. Yeah. Have some more. Do you like the ribs? Mm-hmm. I think she likes them, guys. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right, if you're still tuned in, thanks so much for watching, and be sure to comment any questions that you have below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss another upload. I think Soleil's ready for dinner. And we'll see you in the next one.